Most people die around 21, 22 years old with all their dreams gone. They're going to be a quarterback or an astronaut or president of the United States. And now, as I said yesterday, they're just out there being the bug guy or the accountant or working at a group home, not living their dreams. And this is what this is. I hope that you take very seriously what we have here. It's precious to me. Every one of you is precious to me. But this is one of the last great places, maybe the last, in the United States for average people to play on a field of dreams. I don't know of any other ones. I know some people can go make some money. That's kind of empty. That's kind of hollow. But to have it all, the family, the spiritual life, the recognition, the teammates, the contribution, and winning in your own life financially is very unique. I'd like to share a story with you down that road about such a field, if I could. I typically don't read out of books when I speak, but this just touched me, and you may cry by the time I'm done, but that's kind of my outcome, so that's okay. I want you to think about the gift you give somebody of a chance to play. I want you to think about that gift of giving people a chance to play in their life again and get in a game. I want you to think as you hear this story about a chance to cheerlead for people and root them all the way along the way, people that otherwise wouldn't even get in the stadium, probably can't even buy a ticket to watch some of us play. And we give them a chance to get in, and we cheerlead for them, and we root for them all the way home as they get a home run in their field of dreams in their lives. I want you to think about your team, your future, the difference you could make in the world. And I think typically in life, children can teach us more than adults. Would you agree with that, yes or no? I'm going to tell you a story about such a child. It's out of a book I've read. I'm not going to recommend the book, but I'm going to tell you the story. Listen closely, please. This idea of extending kindness is particularly relevant in how you deal with people who are helpless, elderly, mentally challenged, poor, disabled, and so on. These people are all a part of God's perfection. They too have a divine purpose, and since all of us are connected to each other through spirit, through soul, their purpose and intent is also connected to you. Here's a brief story that will touch you at the heart level. It suggests that those whom we meet who are less able to care for themselves may come here to teach us something about the perfection of intention. I want to make the case to you that what you have the gift to give here is that you intend to do good. You intend to do right. You intend to help people. That alone separates you from 90% of the people in American business, that your intention is a good thing, is to change their life, is to make a difference. In Brooklyn, New York, Choosh is a school that caters to learning disabled children. Some children remain at Choosh for their entire school career, while others can be mainstreamed to conventional schools. At a Choosh fundraising dinner, the father of a Choosh child delivered a speech that would never be forgotten by all who attended. After extolling the school and its dedicated staff, I gotta hope I can get through this. He cried out, "Where is the perfection in my son, Shaya? Everything God has done with perfection, but my child cannot understand things as other children do. My child cannot remember facts and figures as other children do. Where's God's perfection?" he said angrily. The audience was shocked by the question, pained by the father's anguish, and stilled by this piercing query. "I believe," the father answered, "that when God brings a child like this into the world, the perfection that he seeks is in the way people react to this child." He then told the following story about his son Shaya. One afternoon, Shaya and his father walked past a park. Some boys Shaya knew were playing baseball. Shaya asked, "Do you think they'd let me play, Daddy?" Shaya's father knew that his son was not at all athletic and that most boys would not want him on their team. But Shaya's father understood that if his son was chosen to play, it would give him a sense of belonging he had never had in his life before, if they would just choose him to play. Shaya's father approached one of the boys on the field and asked if Shaya could play. The boy looked around for some guidance from his teammates, and getting none, he took matters into his own hands and shrugged and said, "We're losing by 6 runs and the game is in the 8th inning. I guess he can be on our team, and we'll try to put him up to bat in the 9th inning." Shaya's father was ecstatic as Shaya smiled broadly. Shaya was told to put on a glove and go out and play in center field. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Shaya's team scored a few runs but was still behind by 3. In the bottom of the 9th, Shaya's team scored again and now had 2 outs and the bases loaded. With the potential winning run on base, Shaya was scheduled to be up to bat. Would the team actually let Shaya bat at this juncture and give away their chance to win the game? Surprisingly, Shaya was given the bat. Everyone knew that it was all but impossible because Shaya didn't even know how to hold the bat properly, let alone hit with it. However, as Shaya stepped up to the plate, the pitcher moved a few steps in to lob the ball softly in so Shaya could at least be able to make contact. The first pitch came in and Shaya swung clumsily and missed. One of Shaya's teammates came up to Shaya, and together they held the bat. and faced the I'm getting chills, and faced the pitcher, waiting for the next pitch. The pitcher again took a few steps to toss the ball softly towards Shaya, stepping in even closer to make it easier for Shaya to make contact. This is the other team. As the pitch came in, Shaya and his teammates swung at the bat, and together they hit a slow ground ball to the pitcher. The pitcher picked up the soft grounder and could have easily thrown the ball to the first baseman. Shaya would have been out, and that would have ended the game. Instead, the young pitcher took the ball and threw it on a high arc to right field, far beyond the reach of the first baseman. Everyone started yelling, "Shaya, run to first, run to first." Never in his life had Shaya run to first. He scampered down the baseline, wide-eyed and startled. By the time he had reached first base, the right fielder had the ball and could have thrown the ball to the second baseman who would tag Shaya out, who was still running. But the right fielder understood what the pitcher's intentions were, so he threw the ball in a high arc far over the third baseman's head. Everyone yelled, "Run to second, Shaya, run to second." Shaya ran towards second base as the runners ahead of him deliriously circled the bases towards home. As Shaya reached second base, the opposing shortstop ran to him, turned him in the direction of third base, and shouted, "Run to third, Shaya, run to third." As Shaya rounded third, the boys from both teams began running behind Shaya, screaming, "Shaya, run home!" Shaya ran home, stepped on home plate, and all 18 boys lifted him on their shoulders and made him the hero as he had just hit a grand slam and won the game for his team. Is that powerful? That day, said the father of the son, with the tears rolling down his face, those 18 boys reached their level of God's perfection. They intended to make a difference in another child's life. I think children have a lot to teach us about kindness and extending intention to people. I tell you that story because as adults in the world, there are millions of people out there. And I say this to you with all that I know, that there are millions of people out there who want to play on a team, who don't know how to do it yet, don't know how to hold the bat, have never played there before. And they need people to cheerlead for them. This is the last place in American business where your teammates, your partners will cheer for you all the way home. And I want you to know something. I think every time you meet somebody, I'd like you to reflect on that story as you get a little nervous about whether you ought to approach somebody. You have the gift to change someone's entire life here. Their entire life. My entire life was changed. I had shut my dream machine down. I was just collecting a paycheck, wondering what I was going to do with the rest of my life. And the people that approached me totally changed my life. By putting me on the field, putting a uniform on me, cheerleading for me all the way. People on opposing teams here cheerleading for me and rooted for me all the way. That doesn't happen in American business. That doesn't happen in the real world. That doesn't happen with adults. It might happen with children. It doesn't happen with adults. That's a gift. That's special. That's unique. That's what WFG is. That's the magic of this thing. That's why you got those butterflies right now. That's why you feel the way you feel. If you can let that get in your heart, you're unstoppable here. Unstoppable here. If you let that get in your heart. Can I get an amen on that? Say yes. I wanted to talk to you about families in my final comments here. I wanted to show you why I do this business. If you could pull Elmo up, that's why I do the business right there. That's my babies. That's little Bella, and that's Maximus. Yes, he's named after the gladiator. That's just like 2 weeks ago. That's down at our beach house. But Max is 2.5, going on 47, intense maniac like his dad. And little Bella is just as cute as there is in the world. Let me just tell you something. Winning for these guys right here, if you mess with these guys right here, you don't got to worry about what you're having for breakfast tomorrow morning in my family. And I know all you dads and all you moms out there. Every time I tell you, when I leave every day, when I get something I'm nervous about, whether it's making a phone call or whether it's going on an appointment or meeting somebody I'm a little intimidated by, to this day those things still happen to me. All I got to do is look at a picture of these guys and know who I'm fighting for, know whose daddy's out going to make it happen, winning in our field of dreams, making these guys proud of me. I'm unstoppable. You got to put these people, your picture, your family first in your life, the people you're playing for. Because here's what you'll do. You won't win for you. I think here's what moves people. People will win either for their dreams to come true or other people. And I don't know who those other people were, someone that befriended you when you were a child, someone that took you. I don't know who it is, but there's somebody. Let me just explain the game of life as it occurs to me. That the Lord puts people in your life that are so important to you. He wants you to go out and honor Him and glorify Him in winning for them as you do it in life. And you've got to work knowing that He's the one in control of things, but working like you are. Knowing He is, but working like you are. And I tell you right now, these two guys right now are never, my hope in my life, and I know other moms and dads feel this way, these two guys right here in my life are never, ever, ever going to think their daddy's average and ordinary. Neither one of them ever going to think they come from average, they're average, they can't. I want them to know that they're going to learn in life that hard work pays off. I want to be their hero. It's not going to be Clinton or Bush or Jordan or Rodman. I want to be their hero. Your kids are going to have heroes. Why not that hero be you? You got a chance to step up. You know why most children's heroes aren't their parents? Because mom and dad don't get a chance to go play in any games, any fields to prove it to them. They just go off to work. They don't know what you do. You come back home and you're worried about it. We give you a chance to these big meetings. I hope next year you bring your kids to the awards nights and they see daddy or mommy go up on stage and they're so proud of you and they know winning's important and doing good things matter and they're around great people. Hey, man, that's what life's all about. Don't ever, ever, ever quit on your family. Don't ever quit on this business. All those champions that came up here last night got one thing in common. They didn't quit. They stuck it out. They stayed tough. They believed in their dreams. They fought for their families. They got knocked down. Hey, Proverbs tells us a righteous man falls 7 times, but he rises again. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to get hit. It's going to be tough. People are going to let you down. But it's your ability to stand there and fight and stay focused and believe in yourself and fight for your family and win in your field of dreams in your life. It's going to make the difference. Some of you, within 6 months, are going to turn your uniform back in. I hate to tell you that. Some of you are going to make an excuse of time or money or circumstance or lack of leadership in your office. And for your family, you're going to stop showing up to meetings. You're going to slowly go away. You're going to literally, you are shot in life to win for your family. And some of you are going to take the uniform off and hand it back in and go back on the sidelines and start clapping for the Lakers or whoever your favorite football team is or J-Lo or whoever it is. I want you to think about that. I want you to know something. It's unique in life to get handed a uniform like this one. You think real long and hard about ever handing it back. Because I don't know whether you're going to win in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years, but I also know it doesn't matter. I know it just matters that you win. For some of you, it's going to be quick. For some of you, it's going to be longer. And for those of you that it's longer and it's harder and it's tougher, it's going to be sweeter when you win. I want to promise you that. Don't hand that uniform back in. Don't hand the uniform back in. You fight every day for that. You be proud to wear it. You be proud of the company, proud of what we do, proud of your intentions. Come from a place of serving people, knowing you're giving them a shot to play in their field of dreams in their lives. And don't ever be embarrassed by that. Don't let anybody take that from you. You fight to keep that uniform on. You fight to move it ahead. You fight for your family. And that's not rhetoric. That's not hype. I'm not trying to rah-rah you. I'm telling you the truth. Because let me tell you, every time you quit something, you lose a little bit of yourself in doing it. You're never quite the same. But every time you stick it out, every time you overcome, every time you persevere, every time you hang in there, you grow a little bit more in your spiritual life, a little bit more in the Lord, a little bit more in your family. You just get a little bit stronger, a little bit tougher. And over a period of time, you keep overcoming things. You know you can overcome anything. Don't you give in. Don't you give in. Don't you quit on your family. I want to show you a picture. I want to show you one more picture. Let me show you something. That was just this last Sunday.